Speaking to CBS's Face the Nation, the CEO of Pfizer, Albert Bourla, says it's likely that Americans will get a shot before the end of the year. That's a shorter time frame than most public health officials had suggested so far. Meanwhile, AstraZeneca and Oxford have restarted a UK trial of their vaccine after the study was paused briefly over concerns about a participant who fell ill. Joining us with an update is Sam Fazeli, who leads our pharmaceuticals coverage for Bloomberg Intelligence. Sam, very good to have you with us. So how much have these comments that we got from Pfizer and indeed AstraZeneca's CEO just last week, how much have they given us more insight into the timing around a vaccination?
Yeah, hi, good morning, Anna. So, I don't want to get too hung up on timing from CEOs, frankly. These trials, as they actually often preface or caveat, are what are called event-driven trials. You need to wait until you get X number of infections. So anybody, including us, who does these estimates, are basically guessing and estimating. Based on what we know, if AstraZeneca's trials in the rest of the world restart, remember the only thing that's happened for Astra after the stopping of their trial was that it's restarted in the UK, then it's possible that both of them will have enough data to get an approval before the end of the year.
Approval, Sam, how quickly will they be able to ramp up production of these? How many millions or billions of doses are we going to get?
Yeah, so we've been tracking again the sort of things that these guys have been saying with regards to the number of doses, etc., that they'll be providing for each country. And so when I look at AstraZeneca, for example, they have suggested that they'll have upfront doses, not necessarily all in 2020, but upfront doses of up to about 1 billion, just close to 1.2 billion doses. I don't expect them to be able to deliver that this year. And then when you look at Pfizer, the sort of numbers that they've been banding about, it adds up to about just about 300 million doses, again, possibly by the end of the year and into first quarter. So this idea of having an approved vaccine for the population is a little bit stretched, in that there will be potentially an approved vaccine, and if it's there, it would be for some members of the population, not all.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I've been reading about some of the logistics involved, Sam, of getting the drugs, getting the vaccines to where they need to go, and the sort of airlift planning that needs to take place. Quite incredible. Tell us a bit about appetite for a vaccine among populations. I was reading a piece by Cass Sunstein at the weekend that talks about how the US and UK, they've seen in some surveys at least 30% of the population saying they would hesitate to take or refuse a vaccine. How much is the battle to sort of win hearts and minds around the vaccine being won?
Yeah, so you know what? Your guess is as good as mine. When you look at what's going on social media, and I can't profess that I am that have access to all conversations that are going on, but you do feel that there's lots of information that's not complete. I don't want to call it misinformation that's being bandied about, and I suspect that the side effect issue that's AstraZeneca suffered, and it's not abnormal that they're not detailing it all. This is, not normal part for a clinical trial with the whole world's eyes on it. But that's likely to add a little bit more fuel potentially to some of these worries that people have. So I think governments have to act really responsibly and very effectively to try and get enough people vaccinated. That's their job then. It's not the company's jobs.
Right, you've got to get, I guess, a lion's share of the people to take the vaccine, right? If there are too many anti-vaxxers out there, Sam, then it won't work for all of us. Is that the case?
Absolutely. I mean, it's very easy to label people anti-vaxxers. There are lots of people who have reasons, past experience, issues with health, that don't qualify or don't want to have a vaccine. I think we have to listen to people when they have that view. But, at the end, it has to be a discussion that they have with their physicians.